In this video, I'm going to show you how to modify the settings in a pivot table so that you can see how students performed on the standards of the different subject areas in the 2015 spring SC Pass. And for starters, we're going to go in and we're going to look at the science performance. And you know that when you click on a cell in the pivot table, it brings up the column headings here. And to just sort of help you figure out which one of these to select, because as you can see, there are many of them. If you click on this tab at the bottom of your sheet that says Standards, I have it set up so that the social studies standards are in yellow and the science standards are in green. Because we're looking at the science standards first, let's see how some of our students performed in the Science Performance Level Standard 1, which for all grade levels is Scientific Inquiry. So I'm going to go back to my Science Pivot Table, and I saw here on my standard side it does say that the field name is Sci-Lev 1 for the Science Performance Level Standard 1. So from the Science Pivot Table, I will drag down until I see a Sci-Lev 1, and here it is, Sci-Lev 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this down under my column labels. And what that's going to do is change the look of my pivot table. So now I'm still seeing the overall science level, which is the top pivot table variable under the column labels. And my overall performance here is showing me this 1 is not met, this 2 is met, and this 3 is exemplary. But what's also interesting is within these ones that are not met, for the science standard 1, which is scientific inquiry, I have students who, even though they scored not met, they scored exemplary on this particular standard. For example, if I look at here, I'm looking at the row labels, I'm looking at the grade level, and I know that's grade level because down here under row labels it says grade. So for 4th grade, if I come across, I can see that I had 3 students in the district who, even though they scored not met for science, they did score exemplary on that standard. This can be a little hard to read at first, but again, to go through those steps quickly, you can just stop this video and rewind it and see how it works. And if I wanted to get this pivot table back the way it was, I'm going to come back over here under my column labels and grab that Sci-Lev 1 and just drag it out and back into this custom fields list here. And if I wanted to see say, let's look over here back at the standards. If I wanted to see, once you get after past standard 1, the standards are different by grade level. So if this time I wanted to go in and see, I want to look at 4th grade astronomy, which is Science Performance Level Standard 3. For 4th grade, that's astronomy, so I'm going to come back to my science, grab my science level 3, pull it down under the column labels. And here now, because I'm really only looking at 4th grade, I could filter this if I wanted so that I was just seeing 4th grade, but I'm going to leave it so that I can see all the grades just to keep it simple. But for 4th grade here, I can see, again, we're looking at astronomy now, that particular standard. And again, it's interesting how we see, I still have some students who scored not met in science, and several of them scored exemplary on this particular standard. So it's pretty interesting stuff. And remember that if you ever wanted to see a detail for who these 2 kids are or who those 5 kids are, if you double click in any of these cells, it'll open up another sheet where you can scroll across and you can see all the information for those, in this case, those 2 records for the 4th grade. The student's name, not only how they scored in science, but how they scored in the other areas for SC Pass for 2015. So lots of information that can really be boiled down and made much easier to see and understand in the pivot table. If you have any questions, like I said before, go back and watch the video again, or don't hesitate to contact me. I'm Lavoy Carter, and you can reach me via email or by calling the district office and asking to speak with me, and I'll be happy to walk you through it.